Good evening, Instagram. This is Marketplace Ministry. Chaplain Anthony James coming to you live and direct, where healing takes place, where people get delivered, people get set free, and we speaking the truth. Our slogan is, we coming with a slogan of real talk, because that's what we're about, Marketplace Ministry. And welcome again. We here at the same time. Just recapping what went on in the past weeks, talking about community involvement, community awareness, and every day it's like we're seeing so many different things that's happening in our community that is really alarming. You know what I mean? To the point where you have to say, dang, what's going on, man? And like, what's going on, people? I just got finished talking to my son. We just finished talking, and really covering some bases, just telling him about relationships and how it works, such as a family relationship, but community relationship as well. And so it was a deep conversation, but, and he's 28 years old. I'm 54. So he's seeing a lot of things, and he's telling me like, wow, Dad, these young kids out here, damn, man, they're lost, man. They ganging up. They want to be down with the gang. He said, he said, I used to bang, Daddy, but I ain't about that life no more. Thank God for that. And then he said, I learned a lot from you through your trial and error, and then what you taught me. So it made me feel good, but it also made me feel a little sad, because the kids he was talking about, they was in my program, and I said, Aunt, you know what's missing? He was like, what, Daddy? I said, their fathers. Their fathers is missing. They're either in jail or they running these streets, and they have no leadership. They have no care and concern for their children. And I'm not going to say they don't care, but they don't show it. So when you don't show it, it's like you don't care. So that's what's alarming around. And then, another thing is with this community awareness, we have all these different things that's still going on in our community, because we have a mission that we are going after, and it's called, why does Black Lives Matter? Because the question that's been opposed, we oppose that question for the simple fact is, I know it's a process, but we got to get off of the old and start doing the new, meaning that we got to let things go to the point of, I just gave an analogy, and I'm going to give another analogy. Like, for instance, like people are saying, well, slavery is a curse on our community. Slavery, the Jim Crow, the Willie Lynch and all that stuff. And I'm going to use myself for an example. That's just like me. If my dad, like for instance, he was an alcoholic years ago, and so now he's been out of that system for at least 20, 25, 30 years. So now what if I went back to him and say, yo, Dad, remember when you was getting drunk, when you was throwing up on mommy's couch, and I had to help her clean up? How would he feel if I kept reminding him about that old mess, but he ain't there no more, but I keep taking him back there? That's how this slavery is. You know what I'm saying? And see, me, I'm going to just be real. This is just me. And I know some truth in it, because God told me some truth, and I had peace about it. Slavery didn't make me sell crack cocaine. Slavery did not make me go to prison. Slavery did not make me steal and do ill things in my community. Slavery did not make me have 3 children by 3 different women. That was my choice. So I'm not going to say I was enslaved or I was cursed by anything. That's the decision that I made. Because really, I picked potatoes before. I had an opportunity to do that. But as far as being enslaved, it's just a mindset. And whatever happened back then, man, I commend the people that had to go through that, and the people that died from that stuff. That should put so much fire in us to say, listen, let's do something different, people. Our communities are busted right now. I mean, there's still killings. Everybody's selling whatever they selling. You know what I'm saying? We let everybody in our community, but nobody lets us in theirs. Think about that. We communicate and patronize everybody else but our own people. Think about that. Think about the churches. It's a church on every corner. I don't see them in these communities at all. But when you go to their church, they're there with the doors wide open. Think about that. So we all talking about things that raising the awareness in our community. We raising the bar. We have to raise the bar. Me and some other brothers, we getting ready to go down to the station, to the TV stations. We want an answer. Like all the protesters, that's good and everything, but man, we got to go deeper than that. We have to go deeper than that. I'm with what they're doing, but we're going to take it a step further. We're going to get them, the ones that's being on the payroll, to come police our areas until we can get strong enough to do that. We got to push them to do what they're supposed to do. Not just sit back and continue to talk about what's happening in our community. How come we can't get no relief? Because when regentrification comes, when they move people out, they can move the drugs out the same way. They can move whomever out the same way, but they won't, because we won't. We stand. We the ones that won't move out of the way, or we won't help do it. So this is a topic that, yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, I'm here to step on toes. I'm here. If you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, and the one who hollers is the one you hit, is the one we meet, is was meant to be hit. So we trying to ring the alarm and say, no, let's go, people. Let's stop talking about what we can't do. We don't have resources. We do have resources here. We able-bodied. We get up and go to work. Whoever, most of us, we go, however we do our businesses, we do that every day to earn money, to make ends meet every single day, to support our families. So why can't we come together for the betterment of others, of our community, and come together as one body and make it happen? Ain't no more excuses now. Marketplace Ministry, God has chosen. I'm saying I'm not the only only organization that's moving like this, but I'm not, until somebody shows up and we connect, then you know what? This is what we're mandated to do. And I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, of not my ability, but our ability, because I got others with me. But at the end of the day, there's no way that I'm going to continue to sit back and look out my window or just listen out my window and hear gunshots steady going off all night long. And there's innocent kids, there's innocent people coming in and out their houses, apartments, what have you, and then somebody's getting shot, and then nobody can answer who shot the person or whatever. Come on. So I ain't blaming it just on the gangbangers. Man, they doing what they do. If we want them out of our community so bad, then let's move on it. Let's move. If we can't show them another way, then be quiet then. There's nothing you should be really talking about. If you're not willing to step up and give them something in the place of what they're doing in a negative way, put something positive in their hand and give up some resources, let's start some landscaping companies. Let's start some companies, some businesses where now they can feed their family, where they can say, nah, I ain't doing that no more. I don't want to go to jail no more. I don't want to get shot at, or I don't want to shoot nobody. Give them something. That's the only way change is going to happen. We got to put something in place of what's going on. Because if you just talking, you coming out praying, listen, kill that. Coming out singing Kumbaya, singing we shall overcome, when the Bible says we already overcame by the blood of the Lamb. That means by Christ Jesus, we overcame already. So why are we still struggling? We might as well be the same people that Moses got. He set him free, got him out of bondage in Egypt. Now, before we got to the promised land, we still struggle for another 40 years. Let's get off of that. That's not where I'm at. I'm not going to struggle I'm not going to lay down another night in my bed without doing something. So this is what I'm doing on social media. I'm putting a blast out saying any organizations that's willing to walk alongside of Marketplace Ministry, let's go. Because ain't no sense of walking in front of me or walking behind me. You need to walk, we need to walk alongside of each other so that way we can build each other up and encourage and empower each other. Because all that other rhetoric that's going on, and let me tell you something, the church I go to, I'm talking to my pastor. I'm letting him know, Pastor, this is what's going on, and this is, this is what we need to be doing in the community. I'm not going out in the community. We don't really go out like that anyway. They'll go down to Bragg Street or whatever and do what they do. But man, listen, it's not powerful enough to change nothing. We have to do something different. I'm not going to sit in anybody's church anymore and sing songs. I know the Bible says do not forsake the assembly with fellowship, but I'm not just doing that. I'm taking it another step further. In my household, we doing more than that. We dealing with diversity trainings. We dealing with people coming together for one common cause. And if there's an aching, if this community is sick, we all sick. That's just the way it is. If I don't care where you live at in North Carolina right now, if your community is sick and you think you're not sick, something's wrong. Because it's rubbing off. It's going to rub off. Because if you're not sick, why is your community sick then? Why is your community sick? Something's wrong with that picture. So we got to stop saying that, I'm good. No, you're not good. You're not good because you're going to be affected as well. So if you don't see the need to go out and sow a seed in somebody's life, by lifting them up, by encouraging them, by empowering them, listen, just be quiet then. Just stay where you are. But God is sending help. He's sending people that's willing and able to go combat what Satan and through people is doing. Because I ain't putting it all on Satan because he ain't got no power. All he is a puppet master. All he does is stick his hand up in people's back and have them moving because they're weak-minded. God says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if you're saying one thing and you're doing another thing, you're double-minded. So the bottom line is Marketplace Ministry, this is how we come in. We're living in the end times, man. I'm an end time prophet. So at the end of the day, I know what's going on. And whoever say they know what's going on and not doing nothing, you really don't know what's going on. Or you're just scared. Either or. So this is what's going on, and it's getting more intense. We ain't out of control. We're coming live and direct. We're coming with clarity. We're coming with information, but not just information. We're coming with revelation, meaning that we're hearing from the Holy Spirit, and we're allowing God to not to dictate, but to direct our path. And that's what we're doing. And whomever want to get up with, not down, get up with Marketplace Ministry, we here. We here. And we moving because we hitting state to state. And we're gonna hit the elected officials and let them know that we're here. We're not going anywhere until it change. Like in the scriptures. Jacob held on to the angel until he said, I ain't letting you go until you bless me. That's how we got to be on guard. Lord, until you give me resources, until you send help, I'm going to hold on to you, your unchanging hand, till you send the people that I'm praying for from the north, south, east, and the west. We're asking for help from God because he says, my people that are called by my name, when you seek his face and humble yourself, then he'll hear from heaven and heal the land. But until that happens, man, because see, we're going to go in the battle, we have to go to God. So, because God knows all things, so he's going to break up the foul ground. And then we're going to go sweep it up. But we got to have conversation about how we're moving. We have to move in strategic. We have to be strategical in this thing that's called purpose. And this is the purpose. This is a mandated situation that's been messed up for so many centuries and decades and centuries, man, till like that devil got his chest poked out. You understand? Because he got puppets. He got puppets that's doing his work for him. He don't have to do nothing but kill when it's his time. So at the end of the day, we're allowing Satan to be large in our communities when he's a defeated foe already. So because we don't study to show ourselves approved and we don't lift each other up, we don't do. If you look in all in the Bible days, Peter and them, they had Bible study and stuff in their homes. You understand? They had things set up already so they can go in, so Satan can't come and just do what he want to do. So that's what we got to do. We got to stand guard. We got to stand guard in the community and communities where this thing is real. We got to show these people that we're not playing with this. And even this protesting, you see how they moving. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, chap?
How you?
All right, yourself?
Yeah, good. What's going on? Introduce yourself, man.
Keith Henry, man, co-founder Marketplace Ministries. You know, helping guide souls to God, man. You know, that's what we do.
Right. How's that thing working? Okay.
For the most part, the tripods that you sent still haven't came in yet.
Oh, they said they delivered it. They said they delivered it. You heard me?
Yeah, I probably got to go check. I just got back home.
Yeah, well, you need to do that because they said they delivered already. But anyway, back to what I was doing, what we are called to do, just talking about community awareness.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Just talking about that and just basing on giving people what we're planning to do, what we're called to do. And it's just went to another, it keep going to another level. God keep taking this thing to another level. Because when he told us to strike the iron like it was hot, we already talked about what that looks like.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we don't have to bait. Some things we don't put there. That's for us. But at the end of the day, out here, we just sharing what we're going to do. And just, you know, me and another brother was talking a little while ago. We getting ready to hit the police departments. And we get ready to go and let them know that we understand the protesting, the peaceful protesting, but we need y'all to do more. We need y'all to do. People are still dying in the streets. People are still getting shot. Innocent people. Drugs are still being sold where we don't need to be sold. It's people that got homes and people that got apartments and they're afraid. I had people come to me today and say they was afraid of they might shoot somebody because they're afraid of what's going on when they come out their house. So that spark that did something to me. Even going to the TV stations, we need to go see. They don't want no media. See, the police department don't want media, so we have to bring it to them as well because to fight this fight, they have to be involved until we can get.
You know, chap, that's a slippery slope. You know, because I believe, you know, just like what's that collusion Donald Trump was involved in with Russia when they colluded on the presidency when they say Russia was doing something. I believe that's a part of what's going on as well. You know what I mean? I believe that they really spiking the crime up themselves. Like I believe that, you know, that don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I know our people really tripping. You know what I mean? However, I believe that they really doing this stuff to make people like yourself say they're going to have to come to us. You know what I mean? Like they're going to have
Well, the bottom line is we ain't doing nothing. We're not doing nothing.
See, that's the thing. See, that's the thing.
No. Listen. We talking. Listen, bro. I'm saying it like this. I'm saying it like this because, just hear me out. I'm saying it like this because we have to open it up. We have to open it up because at the end of the day, we got to rock with them anyway.
Right.
We have to rock with them anyway.
At the end of the day, I believe it's a time and a place for everything. Like you a general. We're a war. You know, it's gonna be casualties. You know what I mean? I might not make. You know what I mean? God forbid. You know that's just one thing that you promise. You know what I mean? We can't allow a fear tactic to make us forget where this originated from. See what I'm saying?
But listen, why would you say that's a fear tactic? Why would you say that?
Because it's just like you saying when you was talking, you said people scared they're gonna kill people.
No. This is what came to me. Somebody said this, and I know this person personally. So what it is, he wants to get a, whatever he's trying to do. He just alerted to me. And I said, listen, bro, I'll go. He's going down there anyway. And I said, listen, because I'm a
What's
chaplain.
his age group? What's his age group?
What do you mean age group?
What's his age range? How old is he?
He my age. He my age. He's an older man that been through a lot of stuff. You understand? Done fought. Listen, the landlord that sold him the place. Now, this is the deal. You got to look from your eyesight, okay? And I'm going to look from my eyesight, and we come together and make a decision. Because sitting back when nobody's praying about things, when nobody's trying to figure this thing out that way, somebody's going to make a move. Somebody's going to make a move. And it don't necessarily have to be a negative move. I don't see nothing negative about that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see nothing negative about that. Now, what he's going to do is to make a report on where he lives at, the confusion that's going on. He can do that. But I'm going to support him, and to the point where, because what is the protesting about then for then? What are we protesting about?
Exactly. That's what you need to ask yourself. Don't forget about what happened with George Floyd. That is the thing. Like, you have to be careful. Like I say, sliding on the slippery slope, because now the same doors that's opening up for us is because of the police. And the police saying, okay, look, we don't want to open up the door for these NIGGAs. We finna do that's what we gotta do. Yeah, just like we talking. You don't think they talking?
No doubt. But the bottom line is, listen, we have to, okay, put it like this. Let's come up with some solutions then.
Let's
other
go
than
to the community and set up a table with hot dogs, and while they in the middle of doing what they doing. Let's set up hot dogs and feed kids. Let's bring out jumpies for the kids, or whatever. Why we go back to them? Do we gotta show you the movie, the video again?
Man, you ain't got to show me nothing. I'm telling you what's happening at hand while we sitting here,
But
like you said.
Chap. This been happening. We can't act like it just, no, this been happening. See, this is the problem with African American. This is what they feel the problem with African American man. They feel we don't have no heart. I feel like the man really is kind of scared because he feel the police department is pulling back. So now he like, oh, we just out here. Oh, we out here. Nothing probably ever happened to him. He probably seen some stuff, but he already just living in fear because of, number one, what we've been through, and number two, he's just that type of, like we don't go to wars. We not finna do that.
So this was my thing.
Huh?
This was my thing. That was what he wanted to do. That's what we talked about doing. But my thing is this: if we can't go look at the churches in our community, well, we got to go to somebody.
We got to go to each other. That brother should have been on Marketplace Ministries.
He been tapping in.
You should have told him, hey man, look, if you serious, before you go to the police, come to us.
He came to me. I'm Marketplace Ministry.
Well,
he came to me.
You should have brought him to the table.
I can't. First of all, he came to me, but see, we ain't gonna debate on here. We're not gonna debate on here because that's throwing everything off. You feel what I'm saying? Right. But the bottom line is, what I was saying earlier, we need to do something, whether that we can change whatever, because it didn't happen yet. But what I'm saying is, if we keep talking every single day, talking about how we're going to do, what we're going to do, and we talking, it's time to start doing, is what I'm saying.
You know what, Chap? I remember when I first started, man, when I first started my walk, you know what I mean? I was going everywhere. I was going every place, you know, fire department, mayor. I was going to talk at the mayor, city hall. You know, I was going all this, talking to other people. I was talking to councilmen. I was talking to everybody. I was, oh yeah, we talking. Oh yeah, we talking. But you know what really changed when I said, you know what, I'm not talking to y'all no more. I'm gonna make y'all come talk to me. I don't even want to keep running around talking to you. Guess what? I'm finna build something that's gonna make you come knock on my door. You know what I mean?
So that's
And
what
that's
needs to happen.
and that's what we got to get to. That's what we have to. We cannot go to no. Cause guess what? Chapter police department been there. They know everybody know what's going on. Who are you gonna go to?
Listen, me personally, I wasn't even really talking about the police. I'm talking about going to a TV station and alerting them about what's going on. Because at the end of the day, they'll cover what we got going on. That's part of that. I don't really care about the police station, to be honest with you. I done been down that road too many times as well. I didn't talk to the elected officials. I didn't talk to the, what's the whatever title he had. I just sat at the table already. But the bottom line is this: it's all rhetoric if we just continue to sit back and put these things out there. Now all I'm saying is let's move then.
That's it.
Let's move.
Make haste.
That's all I'm saying. Let's move then. Let's kill all that. I'm talking about day to day. We need to be making moves, preparing to now go out there and make some things happen. That's all I'm saying.
You haven't been doing that?
Nah, we ain't been doing that. We've been on here. We've been on social media building this thing up. Now it's to the next step now. Now it's to the next step. Now you said what you said. Now it's to the next step now. 7 days a week on social media, that's whatever. But now it's to the next step now, to the point where now we go outside.
Come on.
And do it. While we doing this, we go outside and start moving. So that's what has to happen. Whether a table has to be set up, I'm going to start setting up a table until we come together. I'm going to start setting up outside.
Come on.
And I'm not going to just put, and I'm not going to put, and I don't want to put all this information out here on this social media neither.
My whole
thing, what I'm saying?
My whole thing is this: don't run to somebody before you haven't done something for yourself. Because we're in this war by ourselves. I don't know if you know it or not. We not. No, let me rephrase that. We not in it by ourselves. We leading it. We have the most highest percentage in this war. Our people are affected more than any other people. Meaning minorities.
Right.
You know what I mean? So therefore, we can't run to be. The other minorities are looking at us like, hey, y'all go ahead and fight that. We're going to sit up here and take whatever we can get. Hotels and stores and whatever. See, that's the thing. We have to run to each other. When a brother come to you like that, hey, and Chap, you know, Chap, when I get somebody, I send them to you. You know what I mean? I send them, hey, Chap, I got somebody. I need you to talk to him. You know, he not thinking.
But yeah, I guess what I'm saying, and where I'm at with this, in this movement, I'm just ready to move.
Right.
I'm ready to move. Because the talking, to be honest with you, is good, true information. But the proof is in the revelation of moving, because we know how to move already. So that's what I'm saying. Now what we just talked about, that's going to be handled however it need to be handled. But I'm just saying, in spite of what's going on, we have to make better decisions on how we're going to move. Our plan has to coincide with what's going on the outside. So that's where I'm at with that. Line is, but the bottom line is this: that was just something that was put out there, and I'm glad we had this little conversation. But the bottom line is, I'm ready to make some moves. Especially, I was talking to my son tonight, and he just came to me with some of these young guys around in the neighborhood. You understand? He was like, "Yo, Dad, yo, man. Remember the guy, the young kid over there when I first moved here in the house with you? Yo," he said, "they lost. They banging hard out here." And I was like, he said, "Yo, I know about that life. I used to bang," and I tried to tell him something, but these kids are lost. That's what he felt. So I said, yeah. I said they're lost because they don't have anybody leading them. They're being led into that. but they don't have any right person leading them. They was, and the ones he was talking about was in my mentorship program.
And see this, and now, but we talking about going to the police. No, man, God is saying we have to work harder. Even myself, chap, man, I'm so, I'm so beat, man. I'm trying to make sure, like I say, get my checklist. I went to go see my mama, did my stuff for my job. I'm trying to get, my thing is I'm trying to work as much as possible because I know it's needed. I know it's needed. My mama needed, my kids needed, the community needed, chap needed. We all need it. We cannot be sitting back pointing the finger. We have to be doing to make this thing come together. The faster we do that, the faster it'll work. The more we keep on trying to, hey, I'm gonna go. No, I don't look, and I think God fits. I don't look at that. I don't look at nobody. I don't have nobody to look at. You know what I mean? No, it's me. You know what I mean? Me and God, and whoever God send me. But other than that, I'm not looking for nobody. I'm not, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because the people that's supposed to get it gonna get it. If you don't get it, you don't supposed to. Everybody didn't make it across that Red Sea. When God split that Red Sea, everybody didn't make it. You know what I mean? And that's just how I feel, man. Like, like I say, I'm making way for my family and the ones who want it. And if you don't want it, then hey, God bless you. You know what I mean? Hey, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's not for me to decide nor dictate. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. And
do what
yeah.
I can do.
Right. And the bottom line is whatever person, and see my stance on that, what we talked about a little while ago, that wasn't my final stance.
Right.
I'm always sit back and pay attention to what was brought to me,
and
or
then
based
look
on.
what God just sent me, chap. Hold on 1 second. See, now your son came to you and say the kids were lost. You know what I mean? But you have a buddy over here talking about going to the police. So guess what they can do? You know what I mean? See that repetitive cycle. That's how I used to go back in the day. Hey man, we gotta really start loving on you. The kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's full circle. You have a mentoring program, and this guy that you can really bring into this life. Hey man, that's not the way. Hey, let's talk about it. Let me explain to you where these kids are coming from. Because guess what? Number one, I was there. Number two, I'm trying to help. Number three, we got to end this cycle. We got to end the cycle of just because. Don't get me wrong. Now, I can't. I don't like bad kids. Don't get me wrong. I don't like them. You know what I mean? I don't. But if you come to me and you want to do right, you wanna. Hey, I messed up. Whatever. Then hey, I can forgive you. I can work with you. You know what I mean? But my thing is, we have to, as ones that been through, we have to stop slamming doors on them. You know what I mean? We have to stop putting that still, like, go out there with them.
Man, see, you talking something I'm doing.
Right.
But see, it's all you need resources to do that too. So you need people to come together and do that, because it can't happen. I don't care what I had this mentorship program pumping, but the bottom line is the same kids my son is talking about, they still going to do what they're going to do. Without resources, you can tell them all day long. You can have them sitting in there, but it's all about consistency. It's all about resources helping that situation.
Speaking of resources, right? Now, if I have $1 million, right, and I say, okay, do I want to give this $1 million to the police department, or do I want to give it to this mentorship program?
Or the mentorship program all day, but
no. See, you have to be careful with that, because see, now I asked that question because now if that was the case, we wouldn't be talking about going to the police department about these kids.
Well, but they got resources though. You feel what I'm saying?
But see what I'm saying? But listen, all I'm saying is
they don't got no resources.
All I'm saying is at the end of the day, At the end of the day, you said you wanted to go there. That's where y'all feel safe.
Listen, but you got to understand something, my brother. Instead of you looking from them eyes that you looking from, they don't. It's more to it than going there for that purpose that we was talking about.
Okay.
They got resources for stuff like that too. If that's the case, I wouldn't be inside the court, teen court. For what I'm in there for is an exit interview. Why I'm even in there to get resources to help out here.
Right.
Because if I'm not getting the resources out here, I have to go somewhere. If I don't have the resources I have to utilize that platform to get resources. It ain't in there talking about I need y'all to come, because I already know how they live it. If they was going to do something to help out, it would have been helped already.
Right.
But the bottom line is going to them, getting some type of resources, which they had. That's all I'm saying too as well. Because you can't, there's nothing you can really do with a mentorship program when you can't provide certain things for them. You can't provide certain things, but meeting up here,
But
that
see,
works.
you know what? And you know what, though, Chap? I'm going to use the theory of paper. When you say I need paper, God give you a tree. Right? See, my thing is, I don't think we really extend ourselves to the point to where, hey, we don't have no kind of nothing. You know what I mean? We're gonna always try to leave a back door open. Well, you know, but when you run out of them wells and them, you know, and maybes and buts and you're gonna get to it. You know, whatever it is you got. I had read a post about a crackhead. A crackhead never make an excuse about how he can't get no crack. He gonna find a way to get that crack. You know what I mean? And my thing is this: we have to come that way with what we got. We gonna find. Hey, I don't care. That's the thing. That's the thing. We have to be real with ourselves. We always looking outwards instead of looking inwards. You know what I mean? We have to, and that's something that we breaking right now. Cause I feel it.
Right.
I feel. That's why I asked how old he was. Cause I understand it. It's like hot, medium, cold. Like the older generation, like they so, you know what I mean? But my generation kinda, but that younger generation, they ain't full fledged. But the older, they're gonna be, they're gonna be hesitant. The middle generation gonna be a little pushing, but that last generation gonna fly out there. See what I mean? And that's why I say we have to really come to bridge the gap and come together and understand that we don't have to look out, we have to look inwards. We have to look at ourselves and say, man, hey, we don't have nothing but ourselves. We don't have nothing. We don't have no land. We don't have nothing. And if we keep on looking at other things and what we don't have, we'll never get to what we got. I don't do, man. Look, man. I just left the job, chap. You know, I'm not finna let nothing stop me from doing what I gotta do, man. You know, it's somebody.
And that's the bottom line. But that's what I'm saying. But the bottom line is we also have to remember too, though. Like I said,
we have to remember George Floyd. We have to remember who killed them. Period. We cannot bend on that.
Oh man, listen, bro. I know that for sure. Listen, man. I've been in this thing for a long time, and it's nothing. My stance in this thing is police brutality. Oh, I could have been George Floyd.
Right.
Several times, many a times. Right. I've been beat up and been shot, whatever, by the police. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is this: we gotta come together for one common cause, and that's what we're doing. Right. We just have different viewpoints. Right. You understand? Because we all think we have different mindsets, and we have different ways we do things, and how we think and how we process. So the bottom line is we just got to come to the table with doing the same thing. Right. We may not even be saying the same thing, but with doing the same thing, we have to come together and move on that. So I'm definitely with what you're talking about, but at the end of the day, this is striking up a conversation. Whatever it did, it struck up a conversation. It struck up something what it was supposed to do. But at the end of the day, me personally, as a man, as a black man in this society in which we live, man, it's all sorts of things that go on every day, all day. So now we got to come together. Like, we are moving. I sense our movement is moving. I can say that much. But what I'm saying is, now, instead of just sitting down talking about it, now it's time to put foot on the ground and go about doing it. Because all the mentorship, and one thing I've never done, and maybe I've shut the door by pushing back, by not going harder when the kids' parents said, nah, they ain't coming to the mentorship program. You understand what I'm saying? So boom, I went another route. Y'all was like, going to the courthouse and where there and get them mandated to your program. So it's other ways you got to do it too. It ain't just one way. It's not just one way. And this work ain't for the squeamish right here. But you have to use wisdom to the point where you have to move when God tell you to move, and the people, even if it's one or two people moving, you have to move. And that's what you're saying.
Right.
That's what you're saying, to move. And that's what we're doing. And so I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to continue to be on here with this ministry. We're going to continue to build. But I'm just getting to the point now to where the fire is bubbling so much now to where I can't sit no more. I can't sit down.
That is very good, because I believe that's God. You know what I mean? Because, like, my thing is, you know, y'all generation, like, y'all really have to, you know, really come on with it. You know what I mean? Like, because even myself, like, we looking up to y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, y'all really are very respectable. You know, Chap, like, you know, I send everybody away. You know what I mean? I don't shy away from that. You know, I don't just talk about it. You know what I mean? When somebody come to me with something, I send them to my source. You know what I mean? Physically source. You know what I mean? So, you know, and that's what we need to do. We have to get tight in that, and we have to understand the lingo that we use, and we have to understand, you know, the do's and the don'ts. You know what I mean? Like, this thing has to get a little bit more structural, if I should say. You know what I mean? Because we have to be swinging the same way. You know what I mean? I can't be, you know, we have to be swinging the same way, going the same direction, just fighting a different battle. You know what I mean?
Right. And everybody has a part to play.
Right.
And that's where we fall short at.
Exactly.
We have to come up in the rear of that. It's not about anybody looking up to nobody, to be honest with you.
No.
It's what now, I hear what you're saying, but it's what can one bring to the table.
Right.
Long as you bring yours to the table, the next one got to bring theirs to the table, and we move on that. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking at God. Man will fail you from the beginning to the end. So I'm not never going to keep my 100%, or hopefully, man, we can accommodate each other and come together as one body. But let me tell you something. The eye off of God is where the problem is going to be. So as long as we bring our stuff to the table and we move on what we're supposed to move on, then that's how we're supposed to move. And then we don't have, and you're going to always have the, you know, nah, we shouldn't do this, or we got to do it like that. But let's understand something. When we move as one body, that takes work.
Right.
That ain't going to happen overnight. That's not going to happen overnight. So the bottom line, the older persons, because first of all, the younger persons that's in this fight, we're all in the same fight.
Right.
It's just mindsets. It's just different mindsets. You know what I'm saying? People have dealt with different things on different levels at different times. So now we're in 2020. How can the thing is, how can we spark each other? How can we ignite each other? How can we empower each other? That's what it's about, empowering each other. Like, if you got something so powerful, then I need that. Vice versa. If I got something so powerful, I need to be giving it to you so we can both move as one body.
And see,
you know what I'm saying?
That's something like marketplace ministries. You know what I mean? Like, like how we come together, you know, like even on the back on the behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and that thank you, God. Like we lead by example, you know what I mean? Be your brother's keeper, not your brother's killer, right? You know, we
Right,
lead by example, like, and this is what we're doing. We both, you know, energizing each other. It's being reciprocal. It's being
right,
reciprocal. You know what I mean? And like you say, it's powerful. You know, because even with when we come to the table with certain things, you know, I might be feeling a certain kind of way, and you might say, nah, that ain't it, Keith. You know, and hey, we get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? That's powerful. You know how many people crash because they don't have nobody to tell them don't go that way.
right, right, right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean?
And that right,
You know how many careers ended before they started because somebody said, "Hey, don't do that."
right.
Come
And
on,
there's no constructive nothing, you
exactly.
know, because we all have an answer, but are we willing to listen to that person's mindset or that
Right?
person's heart,
Come
or that
on,
person's direction?
come
So
on.
that's the problem that I feel in our community. We have always suffered with that problem. We don't want to listen to the next person's wisdom or ideology because we think we got it together and what we got going on is so concrete. Ain't nothing
Nothing.
concrete other,
Nothing
other
concrete.
than other than God.
Right. And
He has
God.
the answer and the final answer. So we have to learn how to come together and say, you know what? Wow, okay. I didn't think of it like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Well, that's how me and you vibe anyway.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I
And
think
see, Cap,
I don't think we would
that's
get
why we
this
have
far.
that's why we have a certain confidence because if I'm feeling a certain kind of way about anything, I can always pitch it out for you. And see, a lot of people have to hold on to stuff for so long till they figure it out that they behind. You know what I mean?
Right.
That see, it's a different when you can pitch something out somebody and you get right through it. You know what I mean,
Being a soundboard.
sir?
Being a soundboard.
Exactly. And even like with this situation with the police or whatever. Like boom, boom, boom. It's quick. It's not frustrating. It don't give you a headache. You don't have to get loud. You don't have to cuss. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to none of that. You know what I mean? We boom, 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 on to the next. You know what I mean? Like it never happened. You know what I mean? Not too many people have that in a Rolodex, so they can just call and say, "Hey, I've been thinking about this," and boom, 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 and we get to the bottom of it. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
not too many. I know I didn't have it. You know what I mean? I know I didn't have it. You know, I had regard, but in the physical realm, it was absent. You know what I'm saying? Like so now it's in the physical. It's allowing me to grow faster and understand more and be more wise and get my message across better. You know what I mean? And you can vouch for that. You know what I mean? Because most of the time I'm giving you, me and you or talking. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's the benefit and the power of having that person that you can really, like boom, boom, boom with. You know what I mean? And that's a blessing. And not too many people
Right.
had that. So
Right.
once we're talking about
Right.
it, we got to keep that in consideration. Hmm.
Right. So yeah, man, we definitely on the same page, man, and God is definitely moving. He doesn't stop moving just because we get stuck somewhere. You know what I mean? That's one thing good about God. You know what I'm saying? One thing good about God, he allows us to break whatever ground we need to break so that way we can move forward because this ain't about us. And that's the thing. This is not about us. This is God's movement. And
Right.
all we are is disciples, really. We're ambassadors trying to do the will of God. And
Right.
this is what the will of God looks like. It's not confusion. You know what I'm saying? And because God is not the author of confusion. And so we ain't having confusion. We having dialogue. And that's what dialogue does. Two people can communicate and then see eye to eye, be able to see eye to eye at the end of it. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? Because it's not an ego trip. We ain't tripping off egos. We ain't tripping off knowledge. We ain't tripping
Right.
off wisdom. We ain't tripping off being wise. All we trying to do is stay on point where God can continue to pour into this ministry where we can move forward as one body so we can
Right.
have power. You know what I'm saying? We need power in this thing because you're going to need some power to move the way we're trying to move. We're going to need some understanding the way we're trying to move. So, and that's what it breeds, man. And so I'm just not, one thing, I look at the news. I hear talk every day. Like I said, I work at a clinic. Man, it's crazy, man. I hear all kind of, I got people, it's just, a lot of times I be asking God to forgive me because I done got into a conversation with somebody and got thrown off a track. You understand? Because of the flesh. You know what I mean? And so somebody tried to have me to debate with them yesterday. And I had to get up out of that. I had to get myself out of that one because I opened up, because I challenged. I wanted to challenge the person because of what I've known and what I've experienced. And it didn't work out that good. And so I had to apologize and ease my way up out of there and say, nah, I ain't with the debate. I ain't with tearing nothing down. I'm with building. You know what I'm saying? And so through life lessons, you know what I mean? Everyday lessons that you learn and you grow. Right. And, I believe, the more, I believe my son, he's coming around. I'll be trying to peg him sometime, but now he moved the way he moved. But he do pay attention. He's letting me know he's paying attention to how I'm moving. You know what I'm saying? And he's letting me know that I'm moving with God. And that's all I need to hear him say. You know what I mean? That he knows I'm moving with God and my mission is different. You understand? And so this is coming from a young man, you know what I'm saying, that's been through some things, but he also knows what I've been through because I've shared with him and he's seen some things. But the bottom line is, it made me feel good that, wow, man, other than him shying away from me, I was like, wow, okay, God, this is what this feels like. Father being able to reach a son. And see, we look at the materialistic things to be able to reach these kids, and it's not about that because you're modeling something to your children every single day. Right. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be distance, whether it be close, whether it be material, whether it be whatever. But one thing I model to him, he see God. He's talking about God when he talked to me. And I appreciate that because he let me know that he is paying attention and he is trying to live a better life, a productive life. Made me feel good that he ain't out there thugging and bugging in them streets. You know what I'm saying? So that eased me, that he ain't out there getting into some ill will and then next thing I'll get a phone call. You know what I'm saying? Because he's tripping. So that made me feel really, 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 really good. And that pushes me more to go do more. Right. That's what it did for me. It's making me want to do more now because I'm like, wow, man, okay. All right, God. But when he told me they lost, he used to be in that same mind frame. So he knows. He used to be blood. He knows. And he wound up being a homie. But he said, nah, Dad, he said, I was so out of control, man. I just thank God I made it here to your house.
Yeah, I seen him.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me, Chap?
It got low. You're a little low.
Chap, can you hear me?
Turn your phone up some.
Chap.
I can hear you a little bit. What happened? Somebody tried to call me and I hung it up.
Yeah.
So that's probably put the volume down or whatever. I don't know. That's what happened to you before.
Yeah, I'm going to hang up and I'm going to come back on.
Right. Hurry up because we almost done. Hurry up. We almost done. Yeah, but this is Marketplace Ministry where this is real. This is real talk. And we getting it in right now. God is pushing us to push others, you know what I mean, to make a difference in the community, you know what I mean, as we live every day, all day. We deal with it. God has given us instructions to handle what's going on. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me now, Chap?
Still the same. But I can still hear you, though. I have to get close to you, though.
Okay, nah. Go ahead, Chap. We ain't got that much longer. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, we're entering into a new season. God has given us a new season, and it's called collaboration. You know what I'm saying? We're on this collaboration tip because that's what's needed in our communities. And if we want to see change, we're going to have to learn how to collaborate with one another. Even if you don't like what the person is saying or you don't like what the person is doing, find a way to connect. Find a way. Whether you got to humble yourself, you gotta talk to God more. You got to just say, you know what, this ain't about me. Once I believe you say it's not about me, then I believe you will release yourself to pay attention to what's really going on in the big picture. Because really it's about souls. It's about directing souls to the kingdom of God. That's what it's about. This is the big picture. We ain't talking about economics. We ain't talking about nothing. We talking about souls. That's the residual that God is after. You know what I mean? He's after souls. So if we learn how to look within ourselves, like the brother was telling me earlier, we have to do that more. We have to pay attention to our home more, so that way you can get the answer that God is trying to give you, because outside you're not going to get the answer. You're going to keep getting the counterfeit. But when you go within yourself and go, to God, he's going to show you that you have the answer inside of you. And then that's when this puzzle is going to come together, because there's a lot of pieces that's missing. And we got to get this puzzle together. It's like God giving us a big puzzle. And we got a lot of missing pieces. But we got to fill this puzzle up so that way we can move the way we're supposed to move as one body. So, that's the best way I can describe it right now. And that's the analogy that I gave. But understand what I'm saying. Without us, it's nothing. It has to be us. It has to be we. There's no I in we. So if you're talking about doing something by yourself, man, you're gonna get destroyed.
Hey,
you understand? You're gonna get
destroyed.
Chap,
We got some stuff called racism exposed coming up, man. That some people need to look up for, man. Racism exposed. That's coming out.
Right. So we got a lot of things going on. It's a lot of good things happening. People are trying to change for the better. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I see the cries. I see the people are lining up. You know what I mean? We just got to line up together. And however we meet in the middle, we got to meet in the middle, and we got to trust God on this path. And you can listen, I'm not putting my trust in man like that. I don't put trust in myself like that over God.
Right.
So the bottom line is, once we hear from God, he says, once we hear from heaven, once we seek his face and we humble ourselves, then he'll hear from heaven and heal our land. Until we do that, we ain't getting healed. We're not getting healed. We just gonna run around in circles. And I'm getting off this merry-go-round.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting off this merry-go-round, because at the end of the day, God has given us an answer. He's given us an answer. Healing, collaboration.
Right.
Those are answers that he's telling us that we have to have. And if you don't do what he say, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Right.
And I'm not in this for it not to work. I've been around doing crazy stuff or moving a certain kind of way all my life. So now it's time to buckle down and come together as one body and trust each other. That's what we got to do as well too. We have to trust each other. You know what I'm saying? We can't do this alone. We have to trust each other's decisions. We have to trust each other the way we move. You know what I mean? And so, this is Marketplace Ministry. This is what it is. This was birthed to us. I'm the founder. Keith is the co-founder. Keith Henry is the co-founder, and God placed it he put it in our hands for a reason, because he know we're going to be diligent with it. We're not going to play with it. You know what I'm saying? This is not a playground. This is the battleground. And we going into Satan's camp. We're going in his camp. We know we going in his camp, because there's some people that he has to let go. We have to snatch him out of there. You know what I'm saying? Out of his claws. Because he doesn't have any power. He has no power. God has given us power over Satan's ability to do anything. So we got 28 seconds. So, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate everybody chiming in and trying to walk alongside of us. And with this collaboration thing, we just trust and believe that God is sitting high on the throne, and he's directing our paths, and he's going to continue and close. So with that, we say till the next time, to tomorrow, 8 o'clock.